Wake up. Not physically. Wake up to the truth you've been avoiding. You're losing ground. You've been slipping. You've been negotiating with weakness, and weakness has been winning. You want to talk about mental toughness. Fine, here's the first rule. No one is coming to save you. The world doesn't care about your excuses. Life doesn't care about your feelings. Your problems don't care that you're tired. Your goals don't care that you're not in the mood. You either execute or you get crushed. Mental toughness isn't a quote. It's not a speech. It's not a motivational playlist. It's a decision made every day, under pressure, under stress, under fatigue. You want to be tough. Then stop running from the fight. Turn around, face it, and fight back hard. You want strength, then earn it. Not with talk, not with hope, not with planning. Hard work, uncomfortable work. The grind starts before dawn, when it's cold. When it's dark, when your body wants to stay in bed. That's the real battlefield. The clock hits 0400. You hear the alarm, and right there, in that split second, the fight begins. One voice says, stay down. You deserve rest. You worked yesterday. And another voice says, get up. Move. Now, which voice wins? The one you feed. You drag yourself up. Feet on the ground. Heart rate steady. No emotion. This is procedure. You know the drill. Gear up. Lace tight. Water. Keys, door. The walk to the gym is quiet. Good. Silence is where discipline grows. Inside the air is cold. Weights are still. No audience. No noise. Just as you warm up. Shoulders burn early. Good. That means you're weak there, and weakness is the enemy. First set. Controlled. Deliberate. You feel the tension. You feel the resistance. Second set. Heavier. Tighter. Breathing harder. Third set. Your body tells you to stop. Your mind tells you to continue. Only one gets to be in charge. You push. You grind. You keep moving. Not because it's comfortable, but because comfort is exactly what you're fighting against. You finish the workout, but you're not done. Work doesn't end when it hurts. Work ends when the objective is complete. You add more reps, more sets, more pressure. This isn't fitness. This is training. Training for life. Training for failure. Training for chaos. Training for war, the internal kind. And when you finally walk out, hours later, drenched in sweat and discipline, something hits you. No one else will ever fully understand what you endure. Good. It's not for them. It's for you. The grind is not punishment. It's preparation. The hardest battles are not fought in the gym. They're fought in your head. That voice, the one that tells you to quit, it's not random. It's strategic. It knows your weaknesses. It knows your fears. It knows exactly what to say. Take a break. You've done enough. You need rest. You can do it tomorrow. Why push so hard? That voice is not your friend. That voice is your enemy. You don't negotiate with it. You don't reason with it. You don't comfort it. You choke it out. You cut it off. You override it with action. Mental toughness comes from this war. From saying no to weakness and yes to discipline. You want to conquer your mind? Stop seeking the easy path. Seek resistance. Seek challenge. Seek struggle. Struggle is the forge. Pain is the hammer. Discipline is the steel. Weak people avoid pain. Strong people pursue it. Not because they enjoy suffering, but because suffering produces strength. You face the internal war every day. And every day, you either defeat weakness or weakness defeats you. There is no tie, no draw, no middle ground. You win or you lose. Choose. There comes a point, not dramatic, not cinematic, where you realize something. You aren't the same person anymore. You don't flinch at discomfort. You don't hesitate at difficulty. You don't fear challenge. You've changed. Ground, hardened. That's the breakthrough. Not a single moment, not a big event. A gradual shift earned through repetition. One day you notice you wake up easier, you train longer, you push harder, your mind is steady, your emotions are controlled, your decisions are sharper. You used to break under pressure, now you break through it. You used to avoid resistance, now you seek it out. You used to hope for strength, now you build it. And when life hits, not with a small inconvenience, but with real pain, real loss, real adversity, you don't collapse. You don't fold, you don't run. You tighten your jaw. You square your shoulders, you breathe, and you attack the problem head on. That's the breakthrough. Becoming someone who does not break. Listen, mental toughness isn't a gift. It's not inherited. It's not that given. It's built brick by brick, day by day, rep by rep, decision by decision. You want the code? Here it is. Show up early, work when others rest, push when others hesitate, discipline over feelings, action over excuses, strength over comfort, responsibility over blame, structure over chaos, focus over distraction, forward over backward. You live by the code every day. No exceptions, no loopholes, no compromise. You fall, stand up, you fail, learn, you suffer, grow. You get hit back harder. This world will test you. Life will corner you. Circumstances will pressure you. People will doubt you. Fear will whisper to you. But you don't fold, you don't break, you don't quit. You adapt, you adjust, you overcome, you execute. That is mental toughness. That is discipline. That is freedom. You know the mission now. So get up, gear up, lock in and move, because the world won't wait. Weakness won't rest. And the battle has already begun. Fight back every day, every hour, every moment. At this point, you've seen enough to understand one thing clearly: history isn't just a collection of old names, forgotten battles, or fading ideas. It's a mirror, and whether you like the reflection or not, it's showing you exactly who humanity becomes when pressure hits, when conflict rises, and when the world reaches a breaking point. The story you just walked through isn't entertainment. It's a warning. It's a blueprint. And most importantly, it's a reminder of what happens when nations, leaders, and ordinary people forget the cost of their choices. Because every war, every revolution, every collapse didn't start with violence. It started with ego, with pride, with people who thought they were too powerful to fail, too righteous to question, too blind to see the fire they were building under their own feet. That's the part we never like to admit. History's greatest disasters were created by people who convinced themselves they were doing the right thing. And that's why understanding this journey matters. Not to memorize dates, not to glorify the chaos, but to recognize the patterns, the same patterns repeating right now around us. Division, greed, leaders hungry for legacy instead of responsibility, societies ignoring the tension boiling under the surface, people choosing comfort over truth. The same signs that once pushed the world into darkness are appearing again, louder, clearer, closer. The question is simple: will we repeat the cycle or break it? Because if there's one thing this story proves, it's this: the world doesn't change by accident. It changes because people finally wake up, because they stop believing the lie that they're powerless, because they realize every era, every victory, every tragedy started with individuals who either stood up or stayed silent. That's the real lesson buried in all of this. Not the battles, not the leaders, not the borders, the people, your choices, your voice, your willingness to face the truth instead of hiding from it. If you want a better future, it won't come from wishing for it. It won't come from waiting for the right moment. It won't come from hoping the world magically fixes itself. It comes from acknowledging reality. Even when it's uncomfortable, even when it challenges you, even when it forces you to rethink everything you believed. History is not behind us. It's happening right now, every single day, with every decision we make. And the ending of this story, the ending of our story, depends on whether we've learned anything from the ones who came before us, or whether we're blindly walking into the same fire. You've seen what happens when the world ignores the warning signs. Now the only question left is, what will you do differently?